Hello everybody, I know it's been a while, but I'm back. It's your host Jack, on the Jag official channel, and I am back! Yay! Woo! So just a quick thing before the video starts. It's subscriber count. Two things. Thank you for 150 subscribers. We finally made it. And as for the 150 special, we are going to bring back Freya. And if you don't remember, Freya was in my Barry's prison run video. We're talking it out. We're talking it out. She wants to, like, she's on board with a comeback. But we're still figuring out which game we're gonna do. Most likely it's probably gonna be Barry's prison run, if we're being totally honest here. It's probably gonna be Barry's prison run. So it's kind of gonna be it's gonna be like killing two birds with one stone. We're gonna be bringing back Freya, and we're also gonna be bringing back Barry's prison run, which is quite cool. Anyways, the other thing about the subscriber count is, most of my shorts are getting like, I don't know, a few thousand, few hundred views. Basically, what I'm trying to get at is my shorts are getting more, like, some videos as well. Some long forms and most of my shorts, they are getting more views than I have subscribers. And folks, do you know what that means? It means that most of you watching my videos are simply not subscribed. Now, I don't know why, but I think I have an idea. It's usually because I remind you to like and subscribe and stuff at the end. And, most people don't really watch the end of the video. So I'm going to try to do saying it more within like the first, I don't know, couple minutes. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying the Piggy Analog Horror series, make sure to like and subscribe, hit the bell button to all notifications, and comment down below your thoughts and theories for the future of Piggy Analog Horror. But without further ado, let's get horrified. So today's video, it's not the one you might expect. Well, you probably do know what it is by clicking on the title. Well, clicking on the video and, like, you know, having a look at the title, but it may not be the one that you were expecting to be next in the lineup, because even myself at one point, I thought the next video after the last Piggy Analog Horror was going to be, you know, the chapters 10 and 11, because chapter 12, the plant, that's gonna be its own separate video. So yeah, but today, if you would have had a look at the title, this is focusing more on Doggy. His backstory, his lore, and basically everything about Doggy. We're going to be talking about Doggy in today's video. So we're going to be talking about his career, his friends, his backstory, his lore, his family. Yes, in Piggy Analog Horror, I'll be telling you about his family. So let's get started with part 1, his friends. So yeah, part 1, his friends. So his friends are Holy, who he knows from his career. he's very close with Polly. And another person he knows from his career, two other people even, is the player and Tigry. And if you're wondering what his career is, I'll get into it in a little bit. But him, Polly, Tigry, and the player are quite close. They're quite close with one another. So yeah, they're quite close. All four of them. And some other friends that Doggy has is, well, he's friends with... One second, guys. So yeah, a couple other people he knows from his career that are his friends is... This is going to be giving you some hints, by the way. And maybe Tigry also gave you a hint. And by me telling you about Polly, probably gave you the wrong hint. But these two characters I'm going to mention will give you a massive hint. These two characters are, one, Daisy. Yes. And two, Danny. Two donkeys. So, yeah, but we're next going to move on to his family. So, his family consists of Doggy, who is the oldest child out of four pups. He's the oldest out of four pups. So there's him. Second oldest is Ellie. Doggy and Ellie are related. They are siblings. Behind Ellie is his other sister, Danielle. And then is Dan, or his full name, Daniel, who he likes to be more distant from his siblings than, you know, the rest of the siblings, because the other three, Doggy, Danielle, and Ellie, they like being together. Whereas Dan, he likes being alone. And if you have seen the Silver Paw episode, talking about the Silver Paw, then you probably know a little bit about Ellie. And I don't know why my game's glitching. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, I think the glitching and stuff has stopped. Anyways, if you've seen I think it's episode 3, the Silver Paw episode, you know a bit about Ellie. But we haven't got into his parents. And so his parents, well, before this whole infection, they're not as important to the story because, well, they kind of are. You guys should deserve to know who they are. So his dad, he doesn't have a dad. He passed away before the infection, like long before, when it was just Doggy and Ellie. So before Danielle and Dan came along, he died in a motorcycle accident. So Doggy's dad had a motorcycle, and he was riding it around in the city of Lucella, and he didn't notice a truck coming from behind him. Sorry, no, pulling out of like a loading bay thing, and he slammed right into it, killing him instantly. So, yeah. But then his mother is just like one of his siblings called Danielle. So Danielle is actually Danielle Jr. So yeah, his mother is also called Danielle. But his sister Danielle, we'll just refer to her as L. Danielle, so L, and then his mother will refer to as Danielle. But apart from his immediate family, we also have a few distant relatives, like cousins. And if you know canines, you know where I'm going with this. In this timeline, Willow is actually one of Doggy's cousins. Yes, Willow the Wolf is one of Doggy's cousins, making William also one of his cousins. Willow's entire family, cousins of Doggy. So Willow and William, they are all cousins. The entire wolf family, they are all cousins of Mr. Dog over here. And that's kind of why the Doggy, gets along with Willow in this timeline. And Willow doesn't have any bad blood between Doggy, and so that's why he doesn't end up like this fella over here. Because they're cousins and, they don't have anything against one another. In fact, quite the opposite. They're very caring of each other and everything, they're very caring of one another. They look after each other and, they come around to visit every once in a while before the infection and everything. And that's another key reason why Doggy and the player go searching for William when the infection begins, because William is a family member, because even cousin, being a cousin is being a family member to someone. So that's why Doggy drags the player into searching for William with him, because well, we're not just searching for William, we're searching for Willow as well, and Ellie, and Doggy's other siblings, Elle and Dan. And Elle and Dan, just so you know, they are perfectly safe. They are fine. In fact, they are with the Silver Paw. They're not official members, though. But they're, in the care of the Silver Paw. The Silver Paw are caring for them, giving a roof under their head. They are caring for Elle and Dan. So, they are safe. They are with the Silver Paw. They are fine. Just before any of you get angry, they are perfectly fine. Don't worry. Anyways, so yeah. Moving on to his job. So, if you got the hints from Tigry, Daisy, and Danny, Doggy is part of the military. But he's not part of the military regularly. He is a regular member of the military, but he's military police. Because, a bit of backstory on him, he used to be a regular police officer for Lucella, but then he wanted to do something different, and so joined the military as a military police officer there he met Polly for the first time. So yeah. And the player was also part of the military in this timeline, also being part of the military police. But Tigry, Danny, and Daisy, they are just regular military members. They are not And I repeat, they are not military police. They are just regular military. And if you're wondering what like their ranks are and everything, I'm not delving into that because to be honest, I really don't know myself the ranks that you can have in the military. Like I only know a few, like private, general, and like a few others. I don't know many, so I can't name any ranks. Just because I have no idea what the ranks are. If I knew what the ranks were, then I would say each of their ranks. I'm not saying them because I'm not allowed to or anything. I'm just not saying them because I don't know the ranks within military. So yeah. And when the uprising initially began, the player, Polly, and Doggy were tasked with creating like blockades throughout the city of Lucella to stop infected and also make sure people were staying indoors and away from everybody. A bit like COVID-19. Whereas Daisy, Tigray, and Danny were tasked with fighting off the infected. But when the uprising became too big, player Doggy and Polly, they had to join Daisy, Tigray, and Danny fighting off the infected. And Doggy had the dubious honour of having an RPG. Yes, he had an RPG. He was using RPGs. I know. His main weapon though was just a regular assault rifle, but he did usually quite often use an RPG. It wasn't the RPG he used to like get rid of the infected. Quite the opposite. He would actually use the RPG to get rid of cars that were blocking the roads. And also, quick side note, these small avatars, I really hate small avatars, bro. These small avatars are the end of me. Thankfully, I got him. Anyways, where was I? Yes. So yeah, but that's when command fell because the infected had pretty much taken over their command post area. Pretty much taken over the command post area where they were receiving their orders from. So they basically had no communication. They didn't know what they were doing. So basically everybody was on their own initiative. And Pony went his own separate way, whilst Player and Doggy sticked together. Pony will come back later in the story, and just quick side note, he isn't infected, he doesn't get infected, unlike, main Piggy. He does survive, until like the end and stuff, which, yay, because we all like Polly. We all like Polly. Anyways, guys. Moving on to his backstory. So he comes from quite like just like a regular family from the suburbs of Lucella. Like I said, with 3 other siblings and one parent by the time like the story begins. And yeah. And then he joins the police. That's where he meets the player. They decide they want to join the military police, and that's where they meet Holy, Tigray, Danny, and Daisy. And they form quite the friendship group. And they're all like best buds with each other. And they form like an unbreakable group. But that's when, during training one day, Danny gets injured because of a stray bullet. Which struck him in the leg. A stray bullet struck him in the leg. Thankfully, he was fine. He was just, out of action for a few days in the hospital. Then he was released from like the medbay area thing. But then, couldn't really do much. Except for like the basic training stuff. Because of his broken, the leg. It wasn't just like a normal injury. I guess for like a gunshot wound, I guess it is normal for it to be like a broken limb or something. So yeah, that's pretty bad, I guess. So yeah, his leg was broken for a couple weeks. So yeah, but the group did what they needed to just, help him feel better, make his life better with the injury, and yeah. So yeah, no. So yeah, and I believe that is just about it for Doggy's video. But yeah, I don't think there's much else to say about the dog man himself, the doggy dog. Don't think there's that much else to say about the doggy dog. So yeah, here's just some piggy gameplay of me as Duakara. Yeah, I recently got Duakara. He's actually a pretty cool skin, not gonna lie. I like him. And if you saw earlier, I was playing as Mr. P. Yeah, the fat potato man himself. Yeah, pretty cool. Not gonna lie, pretty cool. I have no idea what my loan shark's doing. Yeah, you're dead. You're dead. Right, place that there. Anyway, yeah. That's probably about it for Doggy. I would probably say that's probably about it for Doggy. There's not much else that I can really say about Doggy, but you know what? Let's just watch some piggy gameplay. Have a look at this piggy gameplay, guys. See if we can win as Piggy. That's pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, Duakara. He's actually a very, very cool skin. I really like Duakara. I really like Duakara. So yeah. I especially like the fact that his face changes after every kill. One thing I don't particularly like is his jump. Yeah, you can probably see what's wrong with it. If you don't, I'm just going to say it in 2 letters and 1 number. WW2. Or 3 words. World War II. And if you need even more, World War II, Germany. Yes. He does the World War II German salute in his jump animation, which I'm not a huge fan of the fact that he does that. I'm not a huge fan of that he does that. So yeah, but anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching to the today's video of Piggy and the Log Horror. I think it's like episode 5 or episode 6. Bearing in mind, this is only book 1 at the moment. I don't know what I'm gonna, because I'm not gonna call it book 1 and book 2. Maybe like series 1, series 2. I don't know. I'll have to consult that with my resident analog horror guide, Bobby. I'll have to consult that with Bobby. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and hit the bell button to all notifications to be notified whenever my latest video, short, or post comes out. And I will see you all in the next one. As always, stay awesome. And yeah, I'll see you all later. Good.